this equation that you derive, does it not take away your pride? When you can't solve the question, the meaning, the essence of calc is the way that you try. Derivative. Who's f***ing with me?
Oh god.
Ain't nobody messing with my slope.
Slope.
Ain't nobody fresher than my continuous slope.
Slope.
As I look around and derive like my slope.
Slope.
And all these slopes, man, they want the
D.
They want the
D.
They want the
D.
Oh god.
I found a function that took away all of my hope. Even my girl said, ain't no way you gonna find that slope. But my way, the right way. Well, Mr. On say I grab a pen, stab the equation, and then derive it. Yup, derive exposition with respect to time. Do your grind, it's easy once you take that little y prime. The rules I use include power, chain, quotient, and the product one. I'm doing damage to these equations without using a gun. We're covering the basics in this grade 8 rap track, making our money through a knowledge of that calculus. Except with velocity, y prime is called the xct. Ain't no way this equation is gonna f with me.
My slope.
Slope.
Ain't nobody fresher than my continuous slope.
Slope.
As I look around and derive like my slope.
Slope.
And all these slopes, man, they want the
D.
They want the
D.
They want the
D. Everyone tells me that derivatives are really hard. I tell them bring down the exponent, it won't go too far. Subtract one, look back up, and place it there. Do it for every single term you just derived it, player. But what you do for harder functions like sine of x squared, you can't just ignore that there is another function there. But like the chain on my neck, you use the chain rule. Identify the inner and the outer, it's so simple, dude. Derive the outer with respect to the inner. Multiply the derivative of the inner, that's the chain rule. But what about two functions multiplied side by side? The rule of product is the trick that will help us derive. You take derivative of h times it by g, no hate, and add it to derivative of g times h. It's what on say. Of course these things get real tricky when you got these long equations, but foundations in algebra will give a revelation.
My slope.
Slope.
Ain't nobody fresher than my continuous slope.
Slope.
As I look around and derive like my slope. And all these slopes, man, they want the
D.
They want the
D.
They want the
D.
Yeah, I'm talking dx. Yeah, I'm talking dt. Yeah, I'm talking derivatives. Yeah, I'm talking AP. Yeah, I'm talking calc. I ain't talking chemistry. Your answer is wrong, you need help desperately. Yeah, I'm talking the quotient rule. Derive it this way, you see. You're basically finding the tangent line as easy as can be. Look at that fraction g of x over h of x. Use a formula and substitute it. Understand you're finding the rate of change at a given point. Yeah, you can do it. Can you derive it? Vamonos. Use what you learned today, eh? Listen, don't start breaking your own rules. At least that's what Mr. On say. Listen, you're not screwed. Derive the top, then multiply by h of xk. Then subtract the top and multiply with the bottom derivative of God, I pray. You practice and study. I know it's like calc sucking away your soul. Applying may be tricky. It's not easy as it seems. But follow these steps and hope you won't fail epically. You ain't messing with my slope.
But do you not think so far ahead? 'Cause I've been thinking about forever. Ooh. But do you not think so far ahead? 'Cause I've been thinking about forever. Ooh. Well, kiddos, that calls for an end to that particular video. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me reiterate what we covered. So, covered 4 basic rules for what you need to know to do derivatives properly. Started off with the power rule, made our way to the product rule, moved on to the chain, ended with the quotient, my personal favorite. Now, I'd like to thank the big man, Mr. On, for teaching us all this knowledge and putting his knowledge inside of us. I'd like to thank his son Josiah for, keeping me on track during the spare. And lastly, I want to end with this particular question. Do you want the D? Y of dx? I'm Shervin Y signing off.